Welcome to the NEPA Scene Podcast. We're coming to you live from Cole Creative in downtown Wilkes-Barre. I'm Rich Howells. I'm the founder and editor of NEPA Scene. I'm the only guy who's not doing this.
Those two aren't either.
Don't hold it. I can hold it.
Forever.
As long as you want. I can do the whole thing like this.
It should.
Yeah.
All right, good.
All right, let's start.
All right.
Yeah, we're good.
Now, hey, you cheating it?
You said let's start, so I figured that's what you meant. All right.
So, you're Rich. I'm John
Yep.
from Time Shamrock Communications with Rock 107, ESPN Radio, and Alt 92.1, and I'm the Saturday night host of Alt Natives on Alt 92.1.
Tonight we're here with Send Request. It was a pop punk band from Nanticoke who recently signed to SharpTone Records and released their new album Perspectives this Friday, August 24th. So we're going to talk about their new songs and how they've grown from their first EP, getting beaten up by pro wrestlers at Backbreakers in Scranton, going viral with some funny videos, and getting featured on WNEP. We posted that video earlier. If you haven't seen it, scroll down a little bit and check that out.
Check out part 2 coming soon.
Oh, you heard it here first.
Exclusive.
Exclusively.
The music industry today and the advantages of being on a label, playing at the Vans Warped Tour and the upcoming Electric City Music Conference, and much, much more. So please stay tuned for the full hour. If you have any questions or comments, anything you want to ask these guys at all, anything you want to add to our conversation, your perspective is more than welcome. So please.
Perspectives!
Comments. Exactly. See what I did there?
Let us know your perspective.
So make sure that you comment. The show is much, much better when you guys participate. So make sure that you guys get
Participate, you
involved.
Make sure they're super weird, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe
ask the
we
weird-
should do a
No
truth or
normal
dare.
questions.
Yeah, no, tons of truth or dare. Tons of that, yeah.
No
We're all about
normal
that.
questions.
Yeah, I don't know if we can top last
I was
week.
going to say, nothing could be weirder than last week. If you guys saw the show, we had Vinny and Frank and Matt from the V-Spot, and it was a shit show.
There's still confetti on
Yeah,
the
there's
floor.
still confetti. We haven't been able to clean it all up.
But it looks pretty good, surprisingly. I opened my iPad up like 2 days later, all over the
Yeah.
place.
That's crazy.
So
We saw Vinny's balls.
we did. Thankfully, it was off camera, so you guys weren't privy to that.
All right,
but,
so we have to one-up that balls on camera tonight.
yes,
Coming to you.
by the end of the night.
Hopefully you're on a big screen, because they're pretty small.
Well, we want a smaller screen to look bigger.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's,
What'd
it's
he
all
say?
about
Perspective.
Yeah,
That's going to happen all night.
what did I miss?
So before we get to the interview, we have these beers.
But what did I
to
miss
crack
about the
open.
perspective stuff?
Oh, it's
Okay.
gone. The moment has passed.
Whoosh.
All right.
All right.
It's right over that fresh haircut of yours.
This is actually a week old.
Really?
It looks,
Still looks good.
6 days.
I like it.
So-
Loyalty Barbershop.
yeah.
Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Archibald. I'll accept my sponsorship money now.
Speaking of which, let's plug Beer Boys
Perfect
here.
segue.
What do we got? What do we got?
I don't know. You picked it up today. I was late.
Yes.
Real quick. I had to say something real quick. My son started crawling for real today. First time.
Well, that's
Yeah,
great.
It's pretty wild. Yeah. So I was late because of that. I figured that's a good reason, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah.
I wouldn't have even came.
I mean, you
I would just
know
kept
that,
crawling
right?
around with him.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were doing.
You could have been a part of this.
We were in his nursery, and I'm like, I gotta go, but I can't leave. Yeah, but like last week, he was like kind of like real shaky.
Yeah.
Today he's gone. It was wild.
Nice.
So we're in trouble, but
Yeah.
hopefully,
Oh, yeah, it's all downhill.
hopefully he's sleeping right now for my wife, or she'll be mad at me when I get home. But we have Traveler Aloha Pineapple Shandy, which is very good. Avery White Rascal. I don't know what that is. That sounds
dangerous.
awesome.
That sounds dangerous.
Rascal.
And Wicked Weed Tropic Most
Sod.
Passion Fruit. I don't know what Tropic Most. I don't know.
Tropic passion. What was it?
Wicked Weed Tropic Most Passion Fruit.
Okay.
Sure.
And you can put your
That's a
weed in
mouthful.
there.
And you can put your weed in there.
Well, tonight is glass night, so you can stop down tonight at Beer Boys for the Traveler Aloha Pineapple or their Jacko Pumpkin Shandy, which is very good. And you get a free Traveler pint glass, and they also have a happy hour from 9 to 11.
Nice.
And I think this is let's start with the feature, the pineapple shandy.
Sure,
I think that
okay.
sounds really good.
Yeah,
Do
that
boys
sounds
have a
great.
theme song? If so, they need one.
Well, they're about to.
To get one.
Beer boys, beer boys. I feel like that's already something.
Yeah, that was just about to be Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
Super
we'll
weird.
make that work.
All right.
I mean, depending on how much you drink.
Traveler Aloha Pineapple Shandy.
Yeah, let's get
Crack
that
open
going.
cold one.
With the boys.
The best sound.
Smells good.
I'm excited for this one.
All right, so you drink. Who else drinks?
Here, just pass it down.
All right.
Just messed up rotation.
It's all right. It's
I couldn't wait. Oh,
There you
wow.
go, Andrew.
This is delicious.
very good.
Ha, I was the first.
I love anything by Travelers. Their pumpkin is really, really good too. And I know it's hard to stand out when now everything's pumpkin, but it is exceptional in comparison to a lot of the other ones out
We
there.
gotta slow down here. About to chug that whole thing.
If you want to start showing your balls, you got to get drunk.
All right, here we go. The balls are coming, people. They're coming.
Well, I'm a fan. Yeah.
It's good.
Speaking
Of
of
balls?
Vinny
Yes.
and his
balls and pineapples. That's
wonderful balls, we got to plug Vinny at the V Spot as well. The V Spot is one of our sponsors, one of the most popular bars in northeastern Pennsylvania. Live entertainment every night of the week. This week they have the Utopics tonight, Patrick McGlynn on Thursday, Traverse the Abyss, the EP release show with Stay Loud, E57, One Day Waiting, and 86 Bullets on Friday, which we told you about a couple weeks ago on the podcast. So if you haven't seen that episode yet, make sure you watch that too. And Three Imaginary Boys on Saturday. DJ Huff is hosting karaoke on Sunday. And our open mic and talent contest is returning in just a few weeks, Tuesday, September 4th. And we're going to run for 12 straight weeks. We're skipping a week in October somewhere because there's some renovating that the V-Spot's going to do their bar top. But other than that, it's going to be 12 weeks straight. And I just posted the Facebook event today. I was expecting people to message me with questions because we have a whole new format that we're going to try out, something different than we haven't done before. So hopefully people will like that because we made those changes based on feedback from artists and what they would get from it and that kind of thing. So we're really trying to please people this season. I won't, go into the whole thing. You can just check out the Facebook event and get the details. We'll talk more about it in the future so we can get to these guys. But essentially, the thing that we're changing is instead of doing a nightly vote with the audience and doing the $50 winner and then the finals and stuff, we're going to cut all that stuff out. All the voting is going to be online now, like the Steamtown Music Awards and a lot of other local voting things and stuff like that, to take the pressure off of people who just want to show up and have fun. Because there's a lot of people who just come to an open mic to jam, to play a couple songs, try something new, meet people, that kind of thing. And we don't want to push those people away because a lot of those people are just like, I'm sick of going and getting judged every week. Having people fill out papers and me not winning and that kind of stuff. So we're going to please those people by trying to bring that community part of it back, and then the people who are there, because there are people who just show up that just want to compete. They just want prizes. They just want money. That's what they're there for, and that's fine too. If that's your motivation, then you can share the hell out of the poll that we're going to post online. So once a month, we're going to do a prize. And so it really benefits people overall because instead of one grand prize winner per season, now we're going to have 3. So each month it'll be a grand prize. And it'll be good for bands, I think, specifically because bands have more members and they have more people that are going to share stuff and get it out there. So I really do encourage full bands to show up to the open mic. A lot of open mics, it's mostly acoustic artists and comedians, and but we have had bands in the past. They've always done very well. They've always enjoyed the experience. So I hope to have some more full bands on the show to do that part of it, and then also maybe try to go after that prize, because the prizes are going to be $200 each month. We're going to give away in cash, plus recording studio time, or video production by a local video production company. So if you need a music video made, or if you're a stand-up comedian, you want to have a couple minutes to show off to people to get gigs and stuff like that, those are going to be some of the prizes. So I hope people come out and check it out and give it a shot. We always get good audiences. Vinny's very happy to have it back because Tuesdays are usually a pretty slow day in the bar business. But we tend to treat it like a Friday or Saturday night. A lot of times we've had a couple hundred people in the bar at one time just for a
It's not
Tuesday
Tuesday.
open mic. Yeah, which is pretty crazy, especially when you got to get up for work the next day.
Terrible.
And, do this show the next day and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, but it's always a good time. All right, so. Oh, good. We got some comments rolling in. Keep those coming. We're going to get to those very soon.
Truth or dare?
Keep them coming.
Truth or dare? Don't forget.
Grandma.
So we want to start with how the band got started. You guys started around 2013.
Yep.
Okay, so how did you guys get
Roughly
together?
around that time.
Fresh out of high school.
We're still in high school.
Yeah, we're still in high school. Fresh in high school.
He was, yeah. Young blood.
It is our 18th year in senior year. But no, in high school, like we all met in school, and those two were actually in like a cover band together.
Yeah.
Called Avoiding Veda. Shut them out. Not a thing anymore. But
It's still on Facebook though. You
still a
can
cool
find,
name.
you can find like really shitty promo pics of me and him when we were like 15. It's awesome.
Yeah, Andrew looks hilarious.
They're all across the street at Boscov's.
Yeah.
And John doesn't look the same at all.
Not at all.
Avoiding what?
Avoiding Veda.
Yeah.
Veda, but Veda's like spelled like it's Vita. VEDA.
Vita
So like
cheese.
we really fucked
Vita.
that one up.
It was the name of a dog.
Yeah, what's the name of the
Dog.
Yeah.
My friend named the band after a dog's boner.
All right.
A dog's boner?
Yeah, it was called 4-Year Boner.
Tell me this dog had a boner for 4 years straight.
That's what it sounded. That's what it sounded like, and that's what happened. Yeah, it's
There
it is.
Speaking of boners, so we
Wait,
all...
was it a group of dudes? Because so that'd be really weird.
there's some music out there. It's actually pretty good.
That's hilarious.
Shout out to Josh and Kevin.
So anyway,
Best luck on your 4-year bonus.
It's got to be some kind of world record.
those two were in a cover band together.
Okay.
And I was going to join the cover band, but that didn't happen. And then me and him were
Yep.
sitting, which also, by the way, a lot of this is explained in our music video for Falling to Pieces, where like we go around Nanticoke and stuff.
Yeah.
This shows
and
you
actually,
how sneaky Derek is, by the way.
yeah, actually, like the entire video actually is going to explain everything probably in this interview. So check it out. But yeah, so we were sitting at our old middle school. Like, I think we skateboarded down there or something like that. And we were just sitting there, and Andrew was just like, man, I don't want to do covers anymore. And I'm like, I never wanted to do covers. And he's like, let's start an original band. I'm like, yeah. So the idea was presented to Avoiding Veda. We got shot down completely.
Yep.
So me and Andrew were just like, let's start another thing. So we called up Aaron, and we're like, hey, Aaron, we know you play guitar, but could you play bass?
That's when it was ironic too, because around that time I was looking into getting into playing bass.
Yeah.
So he texted me that, and I was like, "This is the perfect time."
It's my time.
That's
to
your
shine.
sign right there.
And funny story.
I got the call.
You get the exclusive. This part isn't in the video, but we were going to use his brother to
Yeah.
play drums, but then we realized we don't want to deal with Scotty ever.
Yep.
Just kidding, love you.
No, fuck you.
And then,
Just kidding, love you not.
Scotty doesn't know, by the way.
Scotty doesn't
Scotty does.
Scotty
Well, he
doesn't
knows
know.
now.
Actually, he's at work right now, so he really doesn't know.
He's gonna come back and like watch this and be like,
12 hours later.
Oh, that's a
So
great song.
anyway, and
There's
John,
another- Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say there's another fun fact. Before John was even like a factor in all of this, we were the lineup we were originally thinking of had Derek in the front, and we were literally going to be like a fucking metal band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As you can
Totally
see, that
didn't
did
do
not
that.
happen at all. Yeah.
but maybe it will.
You never know.
Metal coming to you soon.
Yep.
Part 2.
Perspective.
So anyway, so John pretty much has been the drummer for like everything we've ever done. So
Yeah.
he just kind of got defaulted in. You
Yeah.
know?
I just
In like
got
the
a
most
text.
loving way possible. John's just always
I just
there.
got a text from Andrew one day, and he was like,
we
"Hey,
use your basement?
hey, you know
Can we
how
use your
we're
basement,
doing
and
that
can you be in this
original
band?"
thing? It's like me, Derek, and Aaron. Well, like we were just wondering. You know, we've been playing a couple of years, and I think it would be a really good addition to the band. And I'm just like, okay.
Cheers,
Just
man.
very like I don't know what I was doing, but I remember reading my phone. I was like, yeah, sure. No big deal.
This is actually amazing though. Traveler, Aloha, Pineapple, Shandy.
Traveler alone.
Great.
Traveler.
It's
Go to
fantastic.
Beer Boys right
Say
now
that
while
10
watching
times
this.
fast.
You know what's funny is because like I'm like I'm like a stickler for beer. I can't stand fruity beer at all. Like,
And that
like
makes
That's
Red
pretty
Rocks.
funny. And that's-
right, exactly. That's what I mean.
Red's is a little too much.
Right, that's a Reds and like Mike's Hard Lemonade. I can't get on with
So
it.
basically, any beer that John drinks.
Every beer that John drinks, I
I'm
hate.
completely.
I want my beer to taste as much like piss as humanly possible. Don't ask me why. But this, it has a
because
nice
he loves
blend.
the taste
Like
of
it
piss.
tastes like piss, but you get that little hint of pineapple, and it's amazing.
Shout out, beer boys! Woo!
Beer boys, woo! You better see my nuts! Sorry.
That's gonna keep them in for the next hour.
Yeah. Stay tuned, because nuts are happening, people. Anyway.
Next thing you know, he pulls up a
Anyway, what
we
were we
started
talking about?
originally an original band, and it's we just went from there.
Okay.
and everything just kind of evolved from there.
So how did you, if you're leaning towards metal or something else, where'd you end up at pop punk?
I don't know.
I think it started with we were just hanging out in John's basement one night, and we had 2 songs that we released on our first EP called Beyond the Ordinary.
Nah, tell them the real first EP.
What was the real first EP?
Yo, Skylar.
Oh shit!
The one that wasn't released, boy!
Our first EP was called Sushi Kamikaze Fried Chicken Pierogies. And no
That's
one's
exactly how you think it
and no one's ever going to hear it because it's the most tragic thing in the entire world.
No, you just challenged. You just
about 50
challenged.
people that did hear it
But
because we
fi-
got
but
kicked out of
after-
the mall passing it out.
That's true. Just please never let that surface ever.
Skylar has a copy.
I'm
You're
gonna
challenging
make it
her right now.
Somebody make it surface.
Hey, what the heck was I saying? Oh,
Actually, I don't
anyway.
even think I can, because I don't think we ever even put it on the internet.
Yeah, we were.
It's on CD. You can get it.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
can
It's
get
like
it.
at least
Somebody
30
has it.
people have it
you
somewhere.
have
We handed
that
them out in
CD,
the mall one
right.
day until they kicked us out.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were hanging out in John's basement the one night, and literally just 2 songs were written that night, and that's the direction of the band. That's how it went. Those songs were "I Quit" and "Comeback Song,"
Yeah.
which we still play all the time.
Yeah.
And they're dope, and we wrote them when we were 16. So that's kind of that literally just created the direction of the band.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
we've played a
We just
show
coasted.
without comebacks.
See, here's the
Yeah.
thing, people. We have not one clue what in the fuck we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it is. That's what's funny though. Like, it's like, oh yeah, we started 5 years ago. We were jerking off each other or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
It's not like verbatim. That's how it went.
About to see some nuts, people. Stay tuned.
and no, but like the shit's good. It's really good.
Thank you.
I
I
remember
appreciate that a lot.
hearing it the first time. I'm like, holy shit. And I looked up where you guys were from. I'm like, Nanticoke.
That's I think everybody's.
How the fuck did
How is
Nanticoke
this
come-
coming out of Nanticoke?
Which is a good segue right into what Falling to Pieces means.
Oh, yeah.
They pulled us right out of the potholes.
But yeah, no, the reason why Falling to Pieces, like the whole point of the song, well, I'll let you tell the point of the song, Andrew, and then I'll talk about
Like
it.
initially, the whole purpose of the song.
Yeah.
So the song in general is just it's kind of like a conglomerate of like the bad things that are happening in my life, and just kind of openly stating them. But the chorus is about how everything's just gonna be all right in the end. So I mean, if you want to segue into the video
So
there.
basically, the video idea came from that because, like, literally that joke you just made, everybody thinks shit comes from Nanticoke, which they're not wrong.
The video and the song have their differences,
Except the
but
pizza.
they
But-
both have the same purpose there.
But it's all about your mentality and your perspective.
We're gonna
I
be
have a
bringing
question
that
though
everywhere.
about the video.
What's up?
Did you take any inspiration from a band called A Day to Remember?
No! No, damn it! We did not!
Believe it or not, like
That's exactly what we did.
That is exactly what
we've gotten so much shit for that, and it's hilarious.
I
but,
But it's okay because we all love it. Did remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we guys have a.
But anyway,
It was an homage, okay?
So
if
like,
that's the word.
what initially happened was like I think I came up with the history idea, and I was talking to Derek about it, and we're just like, what's the best way to present this? And like
Nanticoke.
that seemed like the most obvious way, and I'm just like, well, I mean, we knew that like A Day to Remember did that before, but we're just
I
like,
pointed it flat out.
yeah, no, it was the most obvious thing in conversation, but like.
It's
We all
the most
like,
obvious.
we
way to
said that,
portray
but then we're just like, but also, A Day to Remember didn't come out of northeastern Pennsylvania.
So the
It
story
didn't
is
come up in
different.
Nanticoke. So like
Sure.
the story is entirely different, but the,
Yes, we did
the
steal their
theme's there.
concept. No, we didn't do it exactly like they did.
We should just recreate that entire video.
Let's
just
go
to
to
get-
let's go to Ocala.
Welcome
and
to
the same exact-
Ocala.
Not our hometown.
Not down, but we're here.
So anyway, so to finish that off, that was basically the reason why we shot it in Nanticoke. because it's all about your perspective. So like a lot of people think nothing good comes from Nanticoke, but I mean, like we're kind of all right. So
So
and we
far,
came from
yeah.
Nanticoke.
We'll see the size of your balls, and we'll go from
Yeah, mine are huge, but
These big Nanticokean balls.
these big Nanticoke balls, baby.
That's what you'll put it on the map for. That's the place where they got the huge balls.
No,
it'll be-
Nanticoke has the huge dick.
No, it'll be like the map, and then just a ball sack.
The massive Nanticoke.
Oh, you know what that
dog,
reminds me
that's
of?
right,
What is it? Is that Sneaky Nuts? Like where you look at like really scenic pictures and they're just like a little nut in the.
yeah, I've never seen that. Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
You love looking at nuts.
So did that shape the whole band in terms of how you
nut
guys are
sack.
doing? Yes, the
Yeah.
nut sack.
Yeah.
That attitude that you're
Yeah.
referring to.
Basically, yeah. I mean,
absolutely,
here's the thing: like, you can't choose your hometown, right? Because your
That's
parents
your
just
parents'
stick you
job.
there.
Yeah.
Now they chose it; they could have chosen, differently. But
Sure.
but you can't choose your hometown, so it's all about like what you make it, And that's like the whole point of the song is like, even though everything's shitty, like it could be okay. And that's
I mean, like at the
that's basically what we wanted to show in Nanticoke is that like it's not all bad.
Love where you're from.
Yeah. Love you,
It might
Nanticoke.
suck.
I'm
but
not
love it.
I'm not far from there. I grew up in Sweet Valley, Humlock Creek. So
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
We're
pretty
like a
close.
solid like half hour out
Yeah.
into the woodlands.
20 minutes.
John, half hour if you're going like 10 miles an hour, bro.
Maybe 15.
All like the winding turns.
Nah, you just drift those, man.
Go to
Yeah, I
the,
mean, like,
go
at
to
the end of
11
the
and
day,
that's
Tokyo
right.
drift those.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're just four dudes with like
Big
core
nuts.
intention. Four dudes with big nuts, and our core intention is just to play music and have fun. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's what we're doing, and I feel like our
Actually,
intentions are good. So we'll be doing this for a while.
It's funny because he always said it like if this ever like became unfun, we would just quit.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
that-
no matter what level we're at, honestly,
We're only in
if
it-
we're not enjoying
See you
it,
later.
we're not doing it.
Yeah, we're only in it for the fun. If like it gets way too serious, then fuck this. We've all said that, right?
Yeah, like if it gets to a point where they're like, all right, guys, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. It's like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, a perfect example of that though is like we played one bar show, like one legitimate bar show where we
Oh, yeah.
played for 4 hours.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Never.
we
again.
got paid well for it, but we will never do that again
And-
because we hated our lives
Yeah.
for those
Again,
4
that's your
hours.
perspective though, because
Perspective.
we're not bashing like bar bands.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
because you can make a killing. being a
It's all
bar
about what
band.
your intentions are.
But that's just something we decided like right from the get go. Like we just wanted to be an original band.
Yeah.
Went from there.
I think it's working out for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, that we consider ourselves like,
Ironically,
the
though-
luckiest dudes in the world right now.
Ironically,
That's really
our
it.
biggest song's a cover though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That, yeah.
Damn, you got us.
When it was
God,
made,
came
it was
back
made to
around.
have
It's
fun.
supposed to
So
do
like
this.
that's, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
There was no intention to go in and do that cover.
Can I
We
get
were-
that cover for my show?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You can have whatever you want. Well, unless it's off the new album, then we might have to talk some details. But
hit up SharpTone for that one. Sorry, we don't know that anymore.
So the music industry has obviously changed so much in the last couple decades, and every band you talk to kind of has a different story of how they got where they are. So how did you guys get signed to a label? How did that come about?
We just got an email.
Random
Can we
chance.
phone a friend?
You just got an email one day, and that was it.
yeah, well, yeah. So the best way to explain this, I don't know. I'll just explain SharpTone's kind of history. SharpTone was made by this guy Sean, Keith, and Marcus. I'm gonna mess his name up.
Steiger?
Steiger. I think that's it.
Steiger? Something like that.
So Marcus is the owner of Nuclear Blast Records, which is a huge metal label over in the UK,
Yep.
with bands like Slipknot and Slayer and things like that. And so they made this branch called SharpTone, which would be directed like still to metal bands, but also like different genres. I noticed that they're trying to get into and stuff like that. But just a fresher, like new face for the label.
Also, an
Marcus.
American branch.
An American branch, yeah. They're in LA. Yeah. Marcus, I guess, found our band on Spotify, most likely because of our cover.
Can I pause this for a second? I have no idea what I'm drinking.
It tastes like a sour.
That's
definitely
I got
a sour.
right off the bat. And I'm like,
Wicked
wait, what
weed.
is this?
Trop
That's the
the
weird
most
one.
This is the
passion
weird one.
fruit.
Wait, what was it? One more
Beer
time.
voice.
Say it with like the most like. Wait, let me
No,
see
say
that.
it with what?
Let me see that. I'm just gonna say it with like a very
Say it with
suave.
pizzazz.
Wicked weed, tropic most passion fruit. By Beer Boys.
Why does that sound like a bad French accent?
Yeah, what? Oh, thanks for drinking it all, guys. Oh, my man.
Bro,
Man, you got one cup and you're
Alright.
drunk already.
It's like 59%.
It might be that seat.
It could be. It could be. That's the hot seat.
Did Vinny?
Vinny sat there.
Where Vinny sat and his nuts were right here.
Yep.
So, Vinny would touch nuts. Telling the world. Anyway, yeah, Marcus found our band on Spotify. I guess really liked it. Told Sean to like scope us out very creepily. Sean, I'm on to you. Then he shot us an email and was just like, "Hey, you guys working on anything new?" And at that time, though, we had no idea what a SharpTone was. And I called Andrew and I was just like, "Hey, Andrew, what's a SharpTone?" And he's like, "I don't know." So we looked into it and we're like, "Oh shit, it's like a pretty established label."
Yeah.
We're like, "Yeah, sure, here's our stuff." And then 8 months later, we got signed.
8 months of conversation. It was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It wasn't just like, hey, here you go. It was
And then 8
like-
months later, it was like, "Hey."
Right.
It wasn't turned on.
He was there
off,
through the
and
whole
then back
process of
on.
like making the album and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
basically, when it was done, he's like, "All right, here you go."
Basically, just like tagged him along for the ride the whole time as we're making the album.
Yeah.
Kept him up to date with like new stuff and
Yeah.
new songs that we wrote and stuff like that.
So they weren't necessarily making suggestions or
No.
anything.
No,
No,
it was just
no,
Oh,
saying
that's
what's up.
that's
They
that's the
left
other
it
thing. It's like the
completely
perfect
up to
label for us because like their whole motto is like, what the hell's the motto, Andrew? The quote?
SharpTone?
Yeah, it's like
Nothing
It's
good
like-
ever happens after 2 a.m.
Do what the fuck
nothing
you
ever
want.
happens after 2 a.m.
That's it. That's the new one. It doesn't even matter anymore.
Nothing ever happens after 2 a.m.
SharpTone, nothing.
No, damn it, what the hell is it?
I don't know. You think we?
In
can
a
vote right
nutshell,
now?
the motto. Yeah, why don't you look that up?
Yeah, I will.
In a nutshell, the motto is basically just like to let bands be bands and like
Yeah.
let them just do their music, and that's like super cool. And like
Right.
that's like their main focus. They're just kind of, and it's actually, it's good and bad because a lot of times I'll be like, "Hey, Sean, what do you think of this?" And he's like, "Do whatever you want, man." I was like, "Okay."
Approval, okay.
Like, just tell me you love me, Dad.
Oh, wait, I got it. Your music, your life.
Yeah.
There we go.
So that's that in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So what is obviously you hear different stories from bands who, they have great relationships with their label. They hate their label. They're taking their label to court, whatever else,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So what is the benefit for you guys for being on the label? What's the benefit of an up-and-coming band like yours?
I mean, huge support. Like
Yeah.
we like
Yeah, absolutely.
they've been able to like take what we're doing so far and put it on to a higher, like, I don't want to say pedestal, but like the next step, basically. Like,
It's basically just like having a huge catalyst
Yeah.
for your promotion.
and the fact that they let us do whatever we want anyway.
Yeah.
Do whatever you
that
want.
helps.
We're just gonna push it. Like,
So and it's super cool because they're getting us reach where we wouldn't normally have reach. Like,
Yeah.
and that's something like a lot of independent artists and bands. It's like, oh, just be independent because you're better off, and you know what I mean. You'll make more money or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is true, but
Very
it'll
true.
also take.
At the
But
end
you
of the
also
day,
have to
weigh the
do
pros
all
and
that
cons.
work.
Yeah.
You unless you get super lucky and
Yeah.
just blow up.
Yeah, bigger channels,
but
and bigger.
Everyone just
bigger
wants
channels.
to be Chance the Rapper.
The biggest thing
Why
is,
not?
especially with Nuclear Blast being their, like, I don't know if they're like their parent or whatever, but like
It's like the
involved.
parent label.
Yeah, sister labels. Why the girls?
Well, that's how it's working.
Are you assuming gender, Aaron?
Oh.
Triggered. So anyway,
Can't do that. Not in 2018. You can't do that.
but they're getting us overseas, which is cool. That was the point I was trying to get to. Which like we maybe could have done, but like not as easily because like they have a huge presence over there already.
Sure.
Like we blew up in Italy,
Yeah.
but now we're getting promoted in all of Europe, not
Germany,
just
Japan.
Italy.
We're getting a lot of publicity in Japan, from what I understand, because we've been doing some video promos for that.
Yeah,
for
we've
the
had
record.
like
Oh, nice.
a lot for Japan.
a lot of
It's
interviews for
weird.
Japan. Like they just
Yeah,
love
yeah,
us
we
in
did.
Japan.
We opened up with like a big like group konnichiwa. It was fantastic.
Yeah, we like the promo
Oh, I
videos
got the video.
we're doing in John's backyard, and we're just like his neighbors are probably looking at us like, what the hell's going on? Because we're like sitting on chairs going, Konnichiwa!
These are going to show up like decades later, like Bruce Willis and all those guys have done commercials overseas,
Yeah.
and they try to like pretend they never happened.
Yeah,
and they
exactly.
show up on the
But
internet
they
like
end up
years
coming
later.
back
Found it.
regardless. We're just sitting
Konnichiwa.
on
One
John's
more time.
backyard yelling Konnichiwa. What's going on?
Now there are going to be a bunch of blooper reels from that.
Oh yeah,
So
there's so
many.
much footage of us just like
It's like a
not
30
say
second
what we
video
need
that
to
took
say.
us an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I got the whole fucking joke now. It's not really a joke.
Wait, what?
I forgot that your album name
Oh,
is...
dude!
I've seen the fucking cover online every day since like the past 2 weeks.
Back at Johnny.
You know, I was wondering why you were
He's
like,
literally just like, what the hell are they saying?
No, I was like, no, seriously. I'm like, why are they so... What's the joke?
I really want to know
triggered by
like
the
how
word
big that
perspectives.
light bulb was in your head. Were you
It was
just
pretty
like,
big. I'm like,
Damn!
well, I was more like, fuck, I knew
It was
that.
just like that album. There's the album cover with the camera that just popped up on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh!
I fucking shared the cover image, I think, for my show like last week or 2 weeks ago. God
And
damn it.
that's what beer does to you.
Don't
Thank you,
drink,
beer boys.
Don't drink.
Don't drink and think.
Don't drink and think. Yo, I'm making that a shirt,
I
bro.
like that.
I like that
You're
too.
like 10 out of 10 with
Don't
the
drink
slogans
and
today.
think.
You got to put my name under it.
Yeah, right.
Like that, John.
John Lewinsky.
I'm already I got a guy.
I'll do a little
perfect,
signature
perfect.
for you.
So we have a couple comments I'll get to before we get back.
Hey, look,
into
that's
Do
us.
we got any
Yeah.
questions?
Oh, wow.
We will gladly answer any questions.
Vincent.
Anybody do the truth or dare or what?
We probably know them, so we're just going to call them out too.
By name.
By name, absolutely.
Vincent says, hello from Arkansas. I love these guys.
What's up, Arkansas? Coming to you.
His name
soon.
is Vincent.
Vincent, what's the last name on that one?
Hello, Vincent, Arkansas.
It's Castanaga.
Oh, Castagna.
Yeah.
That's my uncle.
Never mind. Hello, John's uncle
Thank
in
you.
Arkansas.
Wait, what's your uncle's name?
Thanks for being the only dude watching this.
Oh.
I thought we had reach.
I thought you said
Reach.
I thought you meant like,
Realistically, this was all just for John's family. So
I thought we had
I'm gonna
reach.
say this though, yo, John, your family is probably our biggest supporter.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, my parents bought. We have bundles available online.
SharpTone's website.
Yeah,
Get
we
your
make it
bundle
big,
with
it's
your
just
new
because
album.
John's family
My
bought it.
family has bought multiple ones. My mom has purchased multiple ones for other people that just don't know where to go to buy them.
It's tangy.
Yeah.
So
Just
if you
get to
ever
it now.
wonder where the
Tastes like
success
weed.
comes from, it's his family buying everything. It has nothing to do with
Money's money.
it.
Hey,
Always Undecided says, watching News Watch 16 now, their music has nothing on send request.
Always undecided. Kyle,
How's the man?
how's it going, man? I hope you're still watching this. Love you, brother.
Paula Lebinsky says,
That's John's mom. Shout out John's mom.
bring this shandy to next practice.
Bring the shandy.
Bring
Yo,
the
John's
shandy!
mom's trying to get crunk over here.
I'll send you Shandy. You send a bundle.
Perfect. There you go.
Hell, I'll send you bundles if you're sending me shandy.
You gotta give a lot of thanks to my family because even up until right now, they've been letting us practice in the basement,
Well, that's true. Yeah.
and we don't pay for electricity.
shout out John's.
And we don't pay for like
Shout out
which
to
really
the
means we're
Lebinsky
just
basement.
scumbags.
Just a bunch of freeloaders.
We're a bunch of sponges, as my dad would call it.
I think that's, is it Travis from Toothless? To talk about
Yeah.
promoting your band with my dank maymays.
Probably. That is probably him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you guys are aware of the memes these kids are sharing these days.
Yeah.
Hello, Andrew
Blank,
Blank,
meme
meme lord.
They
Meme
are.
lord?
you.
Yeah, you're looking at the meme
They
lords.
are the kids doing this.
They are the kids doing it.
I guess we're just lucking up the people like shit.
Man!
Shit.
Yeah. Well, you had a video that went
Yes.
pretty
Yeah, that
viral.
video's
You know,
good. Oh, yeah.
it was about Northeast PA.
Man!
No, absolutely.
So you probably
Wait,
have seen this guy.
Do it.
Bring them the tomatoes.
Man, I sure love tomatoes.
Not as good as the original.
Yeah, no, I can't
Fake.
recreate that.
Pierogies.
Gross.
Oh, yeah.
Not pierogies, but you.
That
It's all
camera
about the
shot
flaring
for
the
that.
nose, too. Is that the camera that's working?
We're just staring at the wrong
This is how you do
camera.
it, right there. It's
Now show them your nuts.
that's later. They have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, they have to get to the end.
I have to go through it all. The bonus, that's the after credits.
My pants. And you gotta cut the camera.
Right.
Right.
Nick, did you get that?
He's like a fully prepared.
Are you guys ready for some ASMR? Hello. Anal? No, not anal. No. ASMR. We're gonna continue the entire podcast just like this. Really crank up that compression.
Are we on NPR?
I just said that. still on the topic of Maymays?
We
on the topic of Maymays.
we are. So you can, the tough thing is getting people to share the band stuff and not just the memes too.
Absolutely.
We get with a problem all the time where I'll share every once in a blue moon. I'll share that type of thing, and that gets shared like crazy. I share an article that I spent a lot of time on that I
Yep.
want people to read.
No one can
Nobody
share.
see. Yeah.
One
Bastards. Exactly.
This is where I came to the harsh realization that if you want to be successful in
You gotta
something,
become a meme first.
shit post on it.
Post on.
I realized this about a year ago, and I'm just like,
Okay.
all right, here's like I'm looking at all these locals and even all these like major label bands, and they're just like, here's my new album, like. Here it is. They're just like, well, that's great, but everyone else did that. What else can we do here? And then just like, here's my album. It's garbage. And then everyone's just like, wow.
Wow, this is great garbage, man.
It's the best garbage I ever had.
Raccoons are reviewing it
Post
everywhere.
Malone is like fantastic on that. Did
Yeah.
Did everyone hear about like his plane fiasco
I
yesterday?
heard about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Heard of it, but
Where,
I
like
know
the
nothing.
tire blew out and like he had to make an emergency landing.
Yeah.
Like directly after they landed, he made a post, and I'm just scrolling through Facebook, and I saw it, and I'm just like, this is the best way to put this. So he just made a post saying like, just landed, guys, but didn't realize how many of you wished death upon me on this website. Fuck you, but not today.
Fuck you.
And I'm like, that's like your PR sold right there. Everyone loves that.
Fuck you.
Wow.
I'm like, and like that's how I love to approach everything.
Fuck you, but not
music,
today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Music is the most subjective thing. People are gonna love it or hate it, so
Yeah.
might as well just make fun of it and have fun the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys produce a lot of music videos for this album coming out, and
Yeah.
the Backbreakers one obviously stands out because not only shot here in
Shout out
Scranton.
Justin Glory.
We've talked about them on the show many times, but they obviously support music. They've had shows there and stuff. How did you guys end up doing that? Did you guys get pretty beat up during that shoot there?
Oh yeah.
I
So
got beautiful 2 marks on my back.
yeah,
I
John
got kicked in the
beat.
throat.
Nice.
Yeah.
So me and Justin Glory, we go way back to about a year ago.
Those are the days, man.
No,
glory
we had
days.
The glory days.
my production company space was right next door.
Okay.
So that's how we met. And then after we met,
And that
He
was
just
love
couldn't-
at first sight.
he just couldn't get rid of me. So eventually we just started doing a bunch of things together, like music wise, and then like I was like, hey, we're shooting a music video, and I wanted to like be in this wrestling ring because like I would always go over there, and I'm like, I need to use this. This needs to be in a video.
So we made it happen.
So we made it happen, and he made it happen with Jeff Jarrett because he was. It just was the right place at the right time. Basically, Jeff Jarrett was already coming in for like a seminar.
Great dude, by the way.
Yeah, great dude.
Awesome.
Love you,
Great
Jeff
boys.
Jarrett. You're not watching this, or maybe he is. But yes, yeah. So he agreed to do it, and it just worked out.
Yeah.
And I took that guitar like a champ. Just saying. Watch the video.
It was a lot of wind-ups for it, though.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
my
only
God.
brought one
Yeah,
guitar.
behind
It
the
was just
scenes.
the most like nerve-wracking
don't-
experience.
Yeah, we only had one guitar, so
Yeah.
like
You have
he
to.
faked me out like 20 times.
Yeah.
He's just like,
I think everyone has it on video of him just going, all right, turn around. Here's Jeff. And then just stop. And then,
Right.
and then he's like, all right, for real this time. Turn around. Here's Jeff. Oh, I got you there. And that was like 30 times. And everyone's just
Yeah,
like,
no. It was insane, too, because every time he'd stop like this.
Every
point,
time
it was
we're
his
like-
face.
like I felt the wind. Like,
Yeah.
And then finally he
just
did it, and I
really
didn't think it was
everyone's
real.
like, oh, all right, there you go.
Yeah.
God, I
He
had
like
my
finally
camera
did it, and I was
rolling.
just like, oh, he did it.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna die.
Like, nobody knew how to react at first because we weren't expecting
Yeah, it was just like
great.
he hit him over the face and it was just silent.
Yeah.
Which it really wasn't that bad, I gotta say. I just had like a lot of cuts on my face, but other than that, and they were bleeding. But other than that,
Well, you look great.
bad. Thank you.
Keep in mind, though, in that video, it's a real acoustic. Like, it's not a prop. It's a
Yeah.
real acoustic
It's not
guitar.
like pre-broken and
Yeah.
taped back together.
No, like, it's a
it's
solid
fully
guitar. He
functional.
smashed on his
Yeah.
head.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Popco, Mr. G says hi.
Mr. G.
Mr. G.
You know, Mikey G.
Mikey G.
Yo, I'll tell you what, Mikey G. Shout out to you because I probably would have been either dead or had 5 DUIs if it wasn't for Mikey G.
Damn.
Thank you, man. You're the best.
Wow.
Mikey G, I would have actually learned Spanish if you weren't in my life, so. I'm just kidding. I love you. I love you.
I'm not gonna lie.
I might have actually learned Spanish.
I remember walking past his class in high school, and it was always the weirdest thing because no matter what, he was always just standing on a table.
He was the man. He was the best teacher I've ever had.
Nah, he's a good dude. Like I said, he used to work at the Weekender and with him. And yeah, we used to party a lot. Well, I used to party. He would drive me around.
So that's really weird then, because he used to party with you, and then he'd come to like my Spanish class in the morning and try to teach, and tell us about it too. So.
Yeah, but he'd be sober though.
Great.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Thank you, Mikey G.
Thank you for saving my life.
Yeah, I would probably be in jail if it weren't for him.
That's hilarious.
Can we talk a little bit about the writing process on this album and the quality of the songs is just stellar. Everything that you guys have released so far is like single worthy. You know, there's always you get those first couple singles and then like you're like, oh, where's the rest of the album? But everything I heard it keeps getting better and better. You guys just put out Antisocial War.
Yep.
Not doing as well.
came out.
No, surprisingly.
Get watching, people.
I like that. I like that one too because it's a little bit of a harder edge to it.
Yeah,
It's cool.
absolutely.
It's definitely our heaviest song on the record.
Like, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like, we honestly, even though, like, we classify our band as pop punk for now, like,
We don't
in the
wanna
full
be that,
scheme of
yeah.
things, we don't really care about genre.
Yeah.
No, we're just
like,
a band.
Like, we keep saying, like, the next album could be a disco album for all we know, because we just,
Or metal.
we really don't like
I'm
to
pushing
subject
for
it
a
to-
disco album, by the way.
Yeah, no,
I
Aaron,
want people
Aaron has
to
this
dance.
weird fetish with disco right now. Like,
It's not right now. It's forever.
Once you go disco,
He's got
don't go
disco
back.
fever.
Yeah, I'm just getting back to my family roots.
Want to do some soul?
Oh man, funk.
Now you're
Play bass.
slacking.
It's a mixture of jazz and funk. It's called
I'm
jump.
getting a bunch of different things. What have we moved on to?
This is a Avery White Rascal, which tastes like a
rascal.
Like Rascal.
Oh, it tastes like a rascal.
like a what the hell is that beer?
Start singing Rascal Flat.
Shit.
Sick.
Yeah,
I can't wait to try it.
It's like a
this
Belgian.
beer really-
Man,
Yeah, like a-
man, I sure love
Yeah.
beer.
It tastes like shit.
No, like a like Allagash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just hit.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever kind of beer that is.
This would make sense
We
if
were-
I drank beer.
something with the album. That's all I remember.
Oh yeah. Oh, something about the songs being
Yeah.
all singles or something.
Something about
Yeah, they just you guys have a way of just producing song after song that could be a single. You know what I mean?
Thanks,
like
man.
one right after the other.
Hey man,
it's
we
great
make
stuff.
the songs.
It's all about
you
your
make
perspective.
them the single.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Dude, you're full of these one-liners.
Yeah, right? Run right after the other. So what went into the process of creating these? Because obviously you guys have developed and changed since you had the original EP and then
Yep.
the full album. Well, pretty much full
Well,
album.
which was really just
It's
an
pretty
extended
much,
EP.
yeah, an
extended
extended EP. Sure, exactly.
We ripped you
Yeah.
off. 3 of those
Yeah.
songs were already out.
So
And
I mean,
I feel really bad because people still buy like the whole bundle on Bandcamp, and I'm just like, oh, you're getting 3 songs twice.
Maybe we should just take it off.
Paid us.
They just want that OG.
You're not the first band to do that.
Yeah, we feel bad about it.
Won't be the last.
They're just looking for them album covers.
You know what? Nah. All right, Beyond the Ordinary, there's that. Make Your Move is the deluxe version.
There you go. There you go.
much.
Yeah,
Beyond the
well-
Ordinary Deluxe.
Deluxe edition.
Creative process for the album.
yes,
That's what we're talking
Hit
about.
it.
yeah.
We just made Andrew depressed
Kick
for a
it.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, Andrew, go live life and like feel bad about
Sulk.
it.
Yeah. No.
Yo,
It's
like
funny
that.
because like I guess I'm still like pretty nervous about the direction of the album because because the couple of reviews we've got have been mixed. I mean, critics are going to be critics at the end of the day.
Sure.
But the more negative ones we've gotten have just been like these aren't full blown rock songs, and that's what they expected because the first 3 singles are heavy, like they're probably
yeah,
one of the
sure.
more hard hitting of the album. But like the second half of the album is intentionally slow,
Yeah.
and intentionally like on the darker side of things, just because.
It's the softer side
It's
of
an
pop punk.
emotionally heavy.
It's the softer side of Andrew.
But yeah, no, I feel like every album has its own intentions. With Make Your Move, it was like nothing more than like let's write a good hook.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted to do.
Which isn't
we
the
wanted
best
them
way to
be
write
like,
music.
we
There's
wanted
less
them,
feeling.
we wanted them to have that immediacy, and we wanted them to have that like.
We just wanted to write catchy songs.
Yeah, exactly. Like that hard hitting, like live. This is gonna go great, and everything's gonna work out. It's gonna be a fun experience. Make Your Move not Make Your Move. Perspectives.
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 He gets it now. The camera. Right there. It has a lot more depth because the album was made over the last 2 years just because I lyrically wanted a lot more substance in the songs. And I wanted songs that derived from life experience. So like I wanted to feel something when these songs were written and when these songs were played.
Only way you can do that is live life, right?
And the only way you can do that is live it. And I just had to kind of live life. And if something really made me feel something, that became a song. Or I'd start digging deep and I'd just be like, unfortunately, in a lot of circumstances, like when something hurts, you feel it. So I wanted some of the songs to have that. So I started digging deep in myself and asking myself, like, what was a really dark experience that happened in life? And songs derived from that. And I feel like when people listen to the album, they're gonna realize that. And where the title came from initially is people are gonna listen to the songs a certain way, and they're gonna derive their own meanings from that because the song has enough emotion that you could pull your own perspective from it.
Right.
Yeah.
Perspectives.
Full circle.
Full circle.
So I would, like you said, you're a little nervous about people hearing it and stuff.
Yeah.
You're putting a lot of personal stuff out there.
Absolutely.
So, and if people take it a certain way that you don't want them to take it, like you're going to take that personally. I would assume.
No,
Like,
absolutely.
that's not easy to do.
And I think that's what happened. With
Yeah,
a lot
like
of our-
it's kind of one of those experiences where like this song like partially like one of those things where like someone will say something bad about a song, but then you'll read that bad review and be like, this song like mentally crushed me writing it, and you're saying shit on it. Like,
Right.
So
Which-
it's rough. Yeah.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing that most also probably don't realize, and why this is like a huge step for Andrew. Andrew is a super closed book. Like up until this album, like we didn't know shit about him.
He's a diary that got locked in 2008 and he was thrown in the Susquehanna.
Yeah, like
You're like, dude, I'm so sorry you went through this.
but yeah, super closed book. So this album is really open, and like it's to be honest, it kind of shocked us. Shocked me anyway. I was like, well, goddamn, Andrew, you have feelings.
There's more to you than just shit posting.
So how did that work? Like you're just like, here guys, here's a bunch of words that
Yeah.
I went through,
I
and
mean,
here's some
initially,
music.
presenting the song
figure
to
it
them
out.
was terrifying in a sense. Yeah.
I remember multiple examples of like him telling us he wrote a song and me just being like, okay, show me it. And like it took him 5 minutes to actually play the song.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously they all turned out great.
Yeah.
Like even the stuff that we
Well,
haven't
that's your
released yet.
perspective.
Hey man, hey man.
Can we get
I'm
like a
just
little
saying.
ding?
Just kind of like, hey guys, here's the song about this like crisis I've been having for the last couple months.
Yeah.
A lot of times,
How
like,
do you present that?
and it was
Like,
funny because a lot of times you would play it, and I would just be like, "What did you just say?
It was funny.
Are you
too.
okay, bro?"
Yeah. No, it was funny too because almost every time
Yeah, let's
Andrew
laugh at
showed
Andrew's
us a
pain.
new song, Derek just ended up crying.
Yeah.
Like, just
It only happened
every
twice,
song.
Aaron.
Nah,
Twice.
No, but I feel like as a songwriter and as just a creative person, you want that like personal like attachment to what you're creating.
Yeah.
So that's why this felt so right.
Well, it's kind of cool because I don't know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the most we've ever. It's probably the first we've ever spoke
Yeah.
in real
I
life.
think we've just sent that emoji to each other a couple times.
Yeah, I saw Holly. She actually works here. She was in that picture. I'm like, Andrew, look what she's doing.
I remember you tagged me in that one of these bad boys. Yeah.
But no, like you seem like things are going pretty well. You have a fiance, you're getting married soon, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, right. So like life's good, right?
Absolutely.
Wrong. That's my perspective.
Life is good because at the end of the day, I'm just the type of person that has the most optimistic outlook on life. Period.
Except in these songs.
If there's something to let out, I'll let it out in music.
Cool.
You know,
Absolutely.
and that's me as a person.
I think that's probably one of the other reasons like we've worked so well as a band. Like our outlet collectively is just playing music.
Yeah.
And it always has been for us. So I don't know. I feel like it's a good way for us to like bond as friends, like beyond just being in a band together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If something like with such deep roots as these songs can connect people, then that feels like a whole different connection
Yeah.
of what like something else would.
Well, it's pretty special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I feel like what we have is special.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I
Love you, buddy. It might be the beer talking, but no, it's,
Like we've all seen, no.
Who's ready to see my
Have we only
no?
seen, yeah, we've only seen Derek's nuts so far.
I've
but we're-
put my
we're
nuts
working
on this
we're
man's
working our way
forehead.
across the line.
just saying.
I was asleep.
Yeah, we were recording the album, and I forget it was somewhere in the middle of the song. Like I don't even know what was happening.
He was sleeping, and I
Yeah,
just
he
no,
was
I
just sleeping, and Derek just looks at me and just goes, "Do you
Hey.
want me to put my nuts on his forehead?" And I'm like, "Do it," and he just did it. And I was like, "All right."
The funny thing about that situation is like, so sometimes I'll be asleep, but still like doing stuff like I'm awake. No,
Oh.
but so like they told me that they did that, and I said, oh, okay, but I was still asleep.
Yeah.
So I
Oh yeah,
didn't-
he was really cool about it. I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey man, I put my nuts on your forehead," and he's like, "All right."
I had no idea this happened until like 2 months ago, and that happened what like 6 or 7 months ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
well, we used to teabag this kid in college.
Like actually,
Yeah,
your mouth, boy.
I never teabagged in his mouth, but there are pictures of
that's
like
the real
our,
tease,
well, yeah,
man.
like
Let's be
of our
real
like
here.
of our
You're
group
just teasing it.
balls like above his head or whatever, and he actually turned out to be homosexual.
See that?
But no,
you.
yeah, right.
Jokes on
no,
you,
but
buddy.
Jokes on
not that
you,
it's
yeah.
Jokes on you. He liked it.
it's all good. He's a good kid. It was just a weird like
Thing to find
turn of
out.
events.
absolutely.
like oh,
So you're like, oh, I did that.
Yeah, 5 years later, he's like, by the way, thank you.
I was awake the whole time.
Very eye-opening.
I was awake the whole time. I pretended to get drunk every night.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't even think we've even said this once. Perspectives comes out this Friday.
This Friday, August 24th. This Friday.
Followed by a nice announcement on Saturday.
Followed by
Yeah.
a nice announcement on
Very nice.
Saturday.
A show announcement.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
For Derek's
Is that what we
nuts.
should say about that?
No, we can't say
think so.
shit.
That's
think so.
basically all.
We can't say shit.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Some shit's going down Saturday.
I'm sure Rich will have a
Friday's
nice.
the album, so we also have our release show. Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah,
Friday.
we got a house show.
We could say we could talk about that one.
Yeah, we got a house show this Friday for the release. It's at
Jake Moore's house.
507 Delaware.
507 Delaware
Yo,
Ave,
I
West
live like
Piston.
5 minutes from there.
Yo,
Fuck yeah, you're coming.
When is this?
Friday.
Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Hey, it's okay.
So-
we don't play till 10:30.
there's got to be at
Yeah.
least 100 kids in his backyard. You're gonna be there, right?
So we're trying to get 1,000. So come on out.
I think I have to come now.
Yeah, you got it. But yeah,
Filming
507,
it. SharpTone's gonna put on all this shit and everything. Come on, let's get.
507 Delaware Ave, West Pittston, 18643.
2, whatever. Who
So-
cares?
something
It's
like
all the
that.
same.
It's there.
It's all the
It's
same.
across the river.
It's
Yeah.
on 11 somewhere.
Where the music is, you'll be.
This Friday. I think doors are at whenever you want. Just show
Are there
up.
doors to a yard?
No. Gates are open.
I don't even think there's a gate.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
it's
what-
a driveway.
Playing with
Here's a
tons of
driveway
friends.
is
It's gonna be a
open.
No, that's
fantastic
not for
time. Yeah.
Is it like riverfront?
No.
No.
That would be cool though.
That
No,
would
it's
be
right
really
across.
There's a pool.
Oh,
there.
I know where
Oh
it's
wait,
Someone's throwing
disclaimer.
balls in the water. It's fun.
Disclaimer. Nobody go in the fucking pool.
gotta set the rules early.
I was just told to say that.
I was gonna ask you guys about that. So, what made you guys want to do a house show as your CD release show?
We love
It's a
that.
beautiful setting.
Jake's house is always a fucking banger, which is why you gotta go. Jake just has to say, "Hey man, there's gonna be a house show at my house," and everybody's like, "All right, I'm going." They don't even have to know what bands are playing. They're just
Yeah.
like, "I'm going."
Yeah,
Would I look at a place at this show? Like as the old guy? Like,
you're
who
good.
brought their fucking dad?
Nah. Jake's mom will be there.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of hardcore.
Love you, Pam.
What's up, Pam?
Hey Pam, let's go.
Are you saying Pan or Pam?
Ham.
Are you saying Pam? I'm sorry. Are you saying,
on, Ma?
you say Pan or Pam? You say Pam or Pan?
Pam, with an
Oh,
M.
Pam with 2 M's.
Two M's.
Two M.
Like
two
Peter
M's.
Pan.
Nah,
Two
Pam
M's.
with like 5 M's, so you just
Pan.
gotta really pronounce
But yeah,
it.
this Friday house show, 507 Delaware Ave. Moving on.
Did we play last?
Yeah,
Because
Nah,
it's
man,
our
it's
release
just our
show.
release show.
we're opening our own release show.
opening the release show.
507
Man,
Delaware
how
Ave.
many of those have you had? And
Which is like
Well,
technically
that
like
was
one and a
John
half.
Newman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
it's like they're like gonna fill that.
So wait,
is
hold on.
go ahead.
Yeah.
How many beers have you had?
What time
Andrew?
are you going to start playing? Like you personally?
Sometime
Around,
after probably
we
10.
start around what 10?
Yeah, probably like 10.
10.
Well, before 10.
Get there by 9:30.
Yeah, be there. No,
never
come
know.
when the doors open. All right, watch all the bands.
Amanda, I have to go. I have to go to the
Watch
show.
all
I
bands.
can't miss the
What's your
show.
name?
Fucking
Amanda.
awesome.
Amanda, he has to come. Actually, you come too. Bring the baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bring the baby.
Bring the kid.
He's crawling. He's
Yeah, I was
good.
gonna say we'll make a pit just for the baby.
Yeah.
Like everyone,
Baby pig.
he's gonna be crawling. Yeah.
All right,
But
let's do it.
we'll keep the baby safe.
Absolutely.
Because I know that is
We're
the
gonna,
number
we're,
one
everyone
concern.
like we're just gonna get really quiet and the baby's gonna. It's gonna be great.
Well, I just did buy him like noise canceling.
There you go. That's what you need. Yeah.
head thingies. So
That's
he,
the first step into a pit.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the first step into a pit.
Everyone needs those, you know. Like,
Write
Actually,
these
can we
down
talk?
and make
Can we
me-
talk about this though, real quick? We're a pop punk band, right?
Yep.
And we're kind of light. Music's not too heavy. People still beat the shit out of each other to our music. I just don't
I bet.
understand.
Makes no sense.
that happens all over though. Like
I mean, I love it, but I'm
Yeah.
just like, you're beating each other up like this is a hardcore show.
yeah. What do you?
I mean, in their defense, we have played a lot of hardcore.
Yeah, that's true. Too. Maybe that's that. Yeah, maybe we
Like the first 3 years we were a band, we exclusively played hardcore shows.
That's
'Cause
true.
that's all that we could find.
Yeah, that's true.
It was always super awkward too, because like people were like
Yeah,
killing
there's
each
that
other.
one time we
before
opened for
and-
Pussies.
what was it? Our second show. We opened for what was that '80s band?
Oh, 8.
Great White.
Great White.
Yeah.
Not Great White, like the official
Wasn't it
original
just like
touring
half
members.
the
It's the original singer that left the
I
actual.
hate to sound like
and
Yeah.
it's Jack Russell's Great White.
Right,
So
yeah.
a solid
okay.
like 20 people
Yes.
might have been in the entire main floor of
our
rock
first
rock
show was
after
at
we played.
our first show was at the Vintage Theater. I remember that.
Yeah. No,
No,
our
was it?
first show was New Vision Studio.
No,
Shout out
no,
to
Vintage
Vision
Studio.
Studio.
New
Santa
Vision
Claus.
Studio. That was
Yeah,
it.
no, our first
right.
show was that venue's last show.
Yeah, it was so.
Yeah,
Was it that last show?
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys, we ruined it.
The only thing I remember is we attempted to play like the Pokemon theme song and we just messed it up.
We got better.
We're like,
at
this is
it.
gonna be sick.
And everyone stopped. Like, and I just remember that's literally like the most distinct thing in my mind.
Yeah.
And then we tried to play like a 30-second like royalty-free dubstep.
We were a mess for like.
Remember
the
we-
Oh,
first
yeah,
years
sounds
of
terrible.
like
Like a bunch
band's
of idiots.
existence.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot all about.
Actually, we're still
Yeah,
a mess.
I actually that has been suppressed in my back memory,
Yeah.
and I'm really mad that you brought that up.
I don't even want
If you
to
come to a
remember.
Send Request show, it's just us messing up and people
Actually,
punching each other.
Warped Tour.
But I was going to say, you guys did
So
really well.
at
Warped
the
Tour.
2014 Warped Tour, you might have noticed Andrew with an iPad. That was that really shitty dubstep thing.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we had that
that
actual
wasn't.
like 30-second long dubstep song by itself that Andrew got off of YouTube.
yeah.
Like, yeah, no, it was bad.
But he also still did the dubstep thing on that little iPad.
Yeah.
Then the next show you guys, the next Warped Tour you guys played the main stage area, which was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that was
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope. It was really. I'm gonna say like we fucking love the scene, man. I'm just saying, like we played right when the gates were open, and there were just so many people running
Our
over
kids
that I was just like,
sprinting
fuck
over.
yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And it was just super nice. And shout out to whoever got a pizza,
Including that security guys.
Yeah,
Oh
apparently,
yeah.
apparently a friend
So
of ours,
fun.
Brian Kelly, was throwing the pizzas.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, he just tossed one and the pizza fell out.
The whole
And
pizza.
The whole pizza landed
Just right on the
pizza.
Landed
Like, we just,
cheese
and that was the
first on
start of the
yeah.
day, so, like, we
yeah.
felt terrible.
Yeah. What a, like
We just
it-
ruined that
Oh,
entire
I really
day.
hope it wasn't fucking hot. Like, could you imagine?
I just remember that being like the chillest experience though, because like when we presented the idea, it's like all the stage crew we were just like, hey, can we toss these off the stage? And they were
Get a
just
slice.
yeah, they were literally just like, can we get one? And we're like, yeah.
We gave one to one of the bands too.
Can't
Yeah.
you? We got like 20.
Yeah. That was definitely a moment to remember.
Absolutely.
And you guys were
A
all
day
in
to remember.
flannel, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've since
You heard
killed
it. No one else heard
that.
it.
He's still
You got it.
rapping.
He's still rocking.
I still rock it just because
Andrew's
You gotta
always
it's
Right.
funny because we
Incorporated
we started this as a joke and then
Actually, we didn't even start it. It just
this-
it happened
this
on
just grew into
accident.
something one day.
No, we were the Brawny Men the one time during like we were doing like a 2-day like,
was like a
thing,
Halloween show.
2-day thing, and we wore that the first day, and then we didn't have any other clothes, so we just wore it the second day, and then all of a sudden people were like, "Oh, it's the flannel thing." So people just started coming to the shows with these red flannels.
Yeah,
and
this
it's like,
kind
what
of
the
just
fuck?
created a life of its own, and we decided to kill it.
Kill it.
And but then like it's funny because I still own these shirts. Like,
And Andrew's like, well,
why would
I'm
I
still
just
gonna
stop
wear
wearing that?
We killed it, and he's like, "I can't wear this."
It's
ever
funny though
again."
because whenever I put this on, people make the association.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I own this shirt. What do you want me to do? Like,
Can we get rid of it? I can never wear a red flannel again.
Because of 2017, every time I put on my red flannel or go to put it on to go to a local show, I feel like that douchebag that's going to a show to get noticed that he's in the other band.
Yeah.
And it's just
Shitty,
like,
'cause
I love
we're
this
just like,
flannel.
it's like the most generic thing. Like,
Complete axle.
yeah.
Which is why we killed it.
Yeah.
We have to kill it. I can't wear it.
It must die.
A nice little fun fact about that too. I've always hated wearing the flannels.
Yeah, Aaron always complained about
Yeah,
it.
He says like, "It's hot."
Yeah, when we're playing shows, it just gets so hot.
Yeah, it's
and
disgusting.
I hate sweating, and it's disgusting.
And the first half of the year, before I got a thinner flannel, I wore like
Yeah,
it
no,
was
he had
from-
like a thick
it
thermal
was-
winter
Oh yeah, it was so good.
It was from
And he's the
American
drummer, dude.
Eagle's
he's
like
dying.
winter line of like the thick, heavy
Yeah,
red flannels.
yeah.
I wore that for the first half of the year.
He literally
Yeah,
just
man.
looked like
These
he
come
jumped
in
the pool.
clutch
Yeah.
on
This
these
big
come in clutch
sweater.
on occasion though because what was it last year, the year before when we played Snow Jam?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like 25 degrees out or something like that.
So, yeah,
so
that
we're
was
like
the
in
one
layers and
time
we threw
we-
this on
yeah.
top and we're just like, this is great. Like,
Finally.
these come in clutch when it's really cold.
That's it.
I wore a gray flannel. So
Who knows?
so
Maybe
y'all
flannels
wore
are coming
red.
back. Winter tour 20 sometime soon.
2020.
I'm gonna start wearing
27.
fanny packs. So
Fanny packs. That's the next thing. That's what we're bringing
It
up.
is coming back.
Sorry.
Can we
I'm
talk
doing
about
it.
Crocs real quick?
they should never.
Why
be
is
made.
that coming back? Stop.
No, they're closing.
They went
They're,
away?
like, shut
No, I'm
down.
talking
No,
about
they
people
went away.
wearing them. Stop.
What else are you going to do with them?
What else are you gonna do with them? Burn 'em.
I might wear a fanny pack to your show on Friday.
Do it. You better.
Do it.
Good.
I expect.
Then you're
Yeah,
definitely going to stand out as
Everyone
the
will know that I'm a father.
Yes, everyone will know.
See, you have to. You know.
When I picture
Wait, let me
a
ask you
fanny
something.
pack, I picture it on this guy in like late 40s. He's at Disney World. He's
his
got
shorts
like
are
a
way
couple
too
What are you
shorts.
trying to say, John?
He's
I just
got-
picture that thing.
I think we're about to fight, bro.
I picture that photo of Dwayne Johnson. That's
Yes.
where it's just
Yeah.
his fanny pack right there.
He's got the tissue under his arm to protect the sweater.
Yes.
I love that picture.
When
so
you became a
much.
dad, did you just get this like superhuman strength out of nowhere?
That should not be confused with old man strength.
Ah, true.
There's dad
So
strength.
are you like
there's-
doubly strong?
No, I'm not
You
strong
got
at all.
both.
No.
I have yet
One
to
for each
experience
arm.
either of that.
Yeah.
One for each arm. Baby,
Well,
old man.
The thing with old man strength and dad strength comes like fat too. So like you
I
gotta
know.
pay attention. You gotta
Yeah.
pay attention. It's not fun.
I know.
Being a dad is fun.
Yes.
Getting fat is not.
It's not. Well, it depends. You know.
The dad bod craze, man. That's right.
I've been working on this
still
for
good.
years. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I knew it was
No,
coming.
you
You know,
are
I,
ahead of time.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
You know how hard this was?
I said to my wife, "Yo, we gotta fix. Like, there's no kid. We gotta get on this.
Yeah.
We need to be a dad."
Before he had his kid, shredded, like abs and everything.
Yep.
Nah.
And he's like, man, what is this? Like,
Yeah. So
oh, damn.
So then the other show we have coming up, we want to plug too, is the Electric City Music Conference.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll
so
be after this.
that is
We're
It's
playing the 14th.
Friday.
Friday,
the
September 14th.
At the Keys.
Oh,
At
that's
the
the day our
Keys.
bank
We
account
play
gets
at 10
terminated.
p.m.
That's the day our bank account gets terminated. Yeah, shout out UFCW.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
no further questions.
Yeah. That's. I feel like that's when that was gonna be
We're
pretty
playing
cool.
with a lot of good bands. That I think it's a mixed show of genres too. There's a couple bands like us, but I think some of the other bands I was checking out are a little more like on the metal side.
Yeah.
We're always getting lumped
Yeah.
with the metal. Actually, can we talk about that?
It's like a
So our album,
diverse
our album. Like once you hear the rest of the songs, like I'm not sure if it's pop punk anymore. You know, it might be pop rock, might just be rock alternative.
I would just call
But
it
either way.
alternative, yeah.
But either way, we've been getting on a shit ton of like metal interviews and podcasts, and I'm just like,
That's interesting.
It's funny
Are
too.
we
'cause
metal?
A lot of them interview us as if we were metal bands,
Yeah.
and then we're just like,
Had one.
"Hey, by the way, we're we're not metal. And they're just like,
Oh.
what are we talking about
We
now?
had an interview like a week or two ago, and the questions we were reading were like, when I was growing up in the metal scene, I really took interest in the album artwork. You know, what does that mean to like you guys? Like, being in a
We
band?
got the one,
And we're
and I'm
kinda
just like
It's great though.
Oh, I love the way Andrew answered.
yeah, I
that.
got one. It was something like, what are your thoughts on like the current metal scene, and what are your feelings about keeping the metal scene alive? And I literally was just like, metal. Like I was just like, we live for metal, man. Like our grindcore band is like what keeps us alive.
Not making fun of metal, but it's just funny because like we're not that.
Yeah, if you ask us that, expect that.
We are not a
Like,
grindcore
full-
band.
Yeah, no, we just full on pretend.
I was like,
Ask
we
us the
grew up on
question.
like a heavy dose of death and Slayer. They're just like, it's one of those interview situations where they just send you the questions, you shoot them an email back, and one like back and forth kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like if they send us questions like that, like what do you expect from me? Like,
It's ironic though, because like,
And
personally,
you don't want to be that guy. Hey, we're not a band, okay?
it's funny though, because like they'll send us questions like that, and he'll respond like that, but like I've never listened to Slayer.
Damn.
I think what's worse though is if someone like if something isn't metal and they think that it is metal.
Right.
Like this is metal. And it's
This is
like,
metal.
fucking not
This
at
is-
all.
No, it's not.
I know someone like that.
I know someone.
I know.
Like, at the
Shout
end-
'em out.
At the end of the day, like what is metal? Like
Yeah,
that's it.
it's all about your
It's
perspective.
this right here.
It's all-
Perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we had Traverse the Abyss on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We talked about that very
Metal.
thing on how all the metal people don't even know what metal is because they
Exactly.
constantly fight with each other
Subgenres
over
over
what,
sub-
yeah,
like,
what
crazy.
is
So
real
many
metal and
subgenres.
what's not real metal, and it depends on really your generation.
You know,
You know,
it's your
absolutely.
perspective.
Yes.
That's never
I
good.
remember watching like
It's
a
all about like
documentary.
pretty much what society deems as that like insert word here core.
Like,
What?
I don't care what you say, Iron Maiden is metal.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I literally like revert
Yeah.
back to like I grew up on a heavy dose of like when I was learning
Iron
guitar things,
Maiden.
that heavy dose of Black Sabbath and like I always
Yeah,
considered
it's
them
metal.
like the Innovators of metal. Like
Right.
They are.
They are.
And
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
funny because like
That
people
You
will
know, like,
argue that.
compare
I'm just
that to
like,
bands like I don't even know like what's
Slipknot.
Slipknot or something.
What is that?
I think
what's a Slipknot?
That's
What's
new
this?
metal.
No. It's new metal. Okay.
New metal,
that's-
yeah.
new metal.
Again,
But to me, it's
I
music.
remember-
It's
Right.
music that I enjoy.
I
always
think,
see
you know,
that's
it's just
how we,
metal
That's literally how we
covered
look at our
up.
band.
Yeah.
Music is music.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna make what
Hey,
you're
what
gonna make,
genre
and
are
people are
you?
gonna call it
Music, bro.
something.
Sure.
The guy
I mean,
that-
I saw somebody called you guys easy core.
Yeah,
yeah.
you've been called that a
That's
few
fine,
times
too.
too. And at the end of the day, what is
That's a
what's
category?
in
Yeah.
easy?
like,
Exactly.
what's easy about coring? I don't
Like,
understand.
these two words don't even make sense together.
Because it's like hardcore, but it's taking it easy, man.
Nah, man, they just get those names off like different like coring devices for free.
I'm just gonna start creating genres and putting music out and see what happens.
I remember watching
Shoecore.
with
Shoe
like
core.
all the like
what was
categories
that?
of metal and
Here's
all the
Wicked Weed.
subgenres.
Here, Beer Boys core. Yeah,
Beer Boys core.
Yeah.
I remember
Make that
watching
thing.
a documentary when I was younger, and they were like interviewing people like Ronnie James Dio when he was still alive, like all those people. And then they literally took like a minute or two to go into the different subgenres of metal and all the bands that are classified under that, and then they zoomed out from it, and there were like 150 bands like up and down like grids going like a family tree going around. And I was
Right.
like, nope. None of that. Just like them, they're all metal.
They're all metal.
They're all metal. Like
See, I love the metal guys that are like that. They're just like, what's that?
it's all metal.
Metal, dude.
Yeah. Whatever.
It's all metal to me, man.
Absolutely. Actually, it's funny. I forgot to tell you guys. I had the interview with Adobe Radio,
Yeah.
and the guy deemed us, if you listen to the interview, American Pie core.
Totally okay with that.
Yeah.
American Pie Core. Here we go.
Funny.
New genre coming to you.
It's funny because like Sean, the president of SharpTone, literally listened to our music, and like one of the first things he told us was your music reminds me of rom-com films
Yeah.
and things like American Pie. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, yeah.
No, I
Totally
the
fine.
soundtrack-
I hear early 2000s.
Yeah,
We're rom-com core.
yeah, rom-com core. We're gonna make that thing.
Rom-com.
No, I definitely that's.
Yeah, no, we get the.
But I
early-
love it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
get the early 2000s thing a lot, but it's just funny because like we love bands like that. Don't get
Yeah.
us wrong, but like it's just the music that's written. People just associate with that time
Yeah.
frame. So
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Like,
Like,
by all means.
Yo,
Like
summer
Blink-182, right?
vacation 24/7.
Yeah, we get that reference
Yeah,
all
the
the
Blink-
time.
Sure
Like,
that being
obviously, I
that-
know
that
a lot
it
of
was
Blink-182
Blink-182.
songs,
Yeah.
but I've never put on Blink-182.
It's true.
I've
You know,
never
like
went and did
if
that.
you're one of those people that only listens to the radio and that's your perspective of music, then yeah,
no,
you
we get
probably
that all the
think that.
time. No offense, it's like people above the age of 30. No
Yeah.
offense.
No offense.
And they always,
Well, I only said it
Are
because
you
I saw
assuming
the
their age?
I saw the meme.
it's literally all they approach us and they just go like, "You guys sound a lot like Blink-182 or like Green Day." And
But see,
I'm
I
just
don't
like,
hear that. I hear a day to remember
Thanks,
more.
man.
So then,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fun fact about hearing us and thinking of a day to remember. So there's very few times where I let my girlfriend drive her car when we go somewhere.
They should never drive.
It's a very
They should
I
never
like
drive.
driving.
Skylar, you need to
we're
stop
in-
driving. I'm just saying.
So
I'm kidding.
we're
I'll get fucking
I'm
hate
not.
me on
So
that.
we're in her mall. We're in her car. We're going up to the mall, and we pull into the parking lot, and the song
like
starts.
50 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Just
we
saying.
pull into the parking lot. This song comes on. I'm thinking like, oh, sick, a day to remember. It was Anymore, one of the singles we put out in 2016. I legit thought it was like something off of Homesick that was about to start kicking in, and then I hear Andrew kick in. I'm like,
Fuck.
Hello?
and she was like, wait, are you serious?
John, you don't
this
even
is
know your own
band?"
music?
And I was just
And
like,
John's like, yeah, I,
I
play
just-
drums, not guitar.
I was just out of it, and I was just like, yep, trying not to die in this car. And then I heard the song, I
Trying
was like,
not
yo,
to die
dude,
in this
remember,
car.
sweet. Oh, wait, this is my band.
Actually, fun fact about Anymore, like the original like riff, Derek and I like made in the
Oh,
class,
yes.
we created it in a guitar center, and it was like in a minor key, and Anymore's in a major, so like it originally sounded metal as shit.
Which actually, another fun fact about
Yeah.
that, we wrote that when we put out our first Beyond the Ordinary.
Yeah, we put out the first EP.
Like that was written, and My Last Confession. They were both written
They were both
in
written.
that time frame.
Yeah.
But we didn't release it till like way after.
They need
Yeah, Anymore, like the original rendition of Anymore is trash. You could find it on.
Oh yeah,
It's like a
garbage.
40 seconds long and absolute garbage and a bunch
Absolute
of woes.
trash.
Just took that and rewrote it.
Yeah, there's a couple videos of it on YouTube if you like find the weird part of YouTube.
Just look for anything that we played at like the Sherman Showcase.
You know what sucks though? You know, if we do start making it, you know, that's gonna surface and it's
You know,
gonna look
funny 'cause
so
I
terrible.
I honestly want things like that. So
Yeah.
Hey guys, look at this garbage, and this time I mean it.
that's why I put out all this bad material right now, because I want it to eventually explode.
Well, that just shows your evolution, right?
No, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Sin Request is a story at the end of the day.
That's the goal
It's a
anyway.
band.
We want longevity. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what
Is-
I look at with such a.
So does it make you nervous, this being the music industry that it is, putting out a new album where nobody buys albums anymore and everybody downloads stuff? Is that, you know, an impediment to where
Yeah.
you want to get?
No, because streaming.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
that.
You're
honestly,
okay with as long
in
as
my-
people hear it?
Right.
Yeah.
In my opinion, well, because there's royalties. In my opinion,
They're small, but
right. In my opinion, like the way like the music industry combated people stop buying CDs is streaming, because like people have to pay for that obviously, and then the artists do get, you know, a small portion of that, but it's still better than nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and the way my perspective on it is somebody can buy your album, right? And they have, like, say there's a favorite song they like. They can constantly listen to that all they want. Like, once they buy that album, that's it. That's the money you get, and they can listen to it as much as they want. If you're streaming it, if they want to listen to that same song over and over and over again, you're getting paid for each time. So it's better in a sense as long as you got lots of ways.
I think for any artist, you really just have to
That's what's neat.
tag along on the ride that is the music industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Just
have
because
to.
like there's nothing you
Right.
can do.
You
to
can't
change
change
it, like,
Yeah.
unless you're that one in a million. You know, it's
Yeah.
like you might.
And
as well
by one in
just,
a million, you're like Dr. Dre or something.
Yeah. Who's
Yeah.
literally like there just buying apples. Like does,
Yeah,
he,
yeah.
does he own
Yeah.
Apple stock or what? He
Something
owns
like
Beats,
that. Yeah,
that was
Beats.
it.
Apple bought Beats, and like he has like.
Yeah, but like you know, like as a band, you just got to ride the wave that is the music industry.
And right now,
and
streaming is
and
where
adapt
it's at.
accordingly
Yes.
because that's really that's the only thing you can do at the end. Of
Oh,
the
and
day.
vinyl.
Sure.
People
Yeah.
buying vinyl.
Yeah,
For some
Yeah.
reason.
to hang on to
There's
what's
that.
making a comeback or what the next thing is, and do your own thing and manipulate it however you will, and just let that out to the world, and that's the best you can give it, and whatever they give back, you'll take it for what it is.
Yep.
yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
The I just want to one more comment. Chris Cashmere, this is my boys. Can't wait for the new album. I'm gonna share the fuck out of it. Sincerely, your boo.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh,
No, that's the name of the single. Love
that's
you.
right. Stay loud. Fuck yourself. That's right.
Go fuck yourself. Love you. But yeah, Stay Loud single. It's called Go Fuck Yourself. Check it out.
Shout out. Stay loud.
Shout out.
Jerry, Chris,
CJ Justin.
CJ, Justin,
CJ,
Just-
shout out to those late nights at Toys R Us. Love you, man.
CJ's beard.
We like to thank CJ's beard for being beautiful always.
Yes.
We got anything else before we gotta.
We do gotta cut it. Send request name. Anything?
Oh,
So let me tell you about a story. It was a dark and stormy night.
this is the story of a band.
Nine
So
days.
basically, I was on Internet Explorer, and I was going to download Google Chrome, right?
Okay.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, it said sending request. And I was like, I'm just going to drop the ING, send request. That could be a band name, maybe. Presented to the guys, they were like, that's fucking terrible. So
So we picked
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
so
we
we
all
all
still hate the band
started.
name.
So we all started brainstorming band ideas, and we all just couldn't agree. We were like, "That's fucking dumb. Like, that's like, get out of here. Like, what are you doing with your life?" And so we had the idea. We're like, "All right, fine. Let's all write 5 band names on little pieces of paper, throw them in this salad bowl, and we pinned them out tournament style, and send request we want."
It's just because everyone whenever
Because
Now-
everything else was 10 times
And I'm just
worse.
saying,
Yeah.
the greatest marketing choice I've ever thought. You know, like you
if
go,
there was
"Okay, I'll
that
send
one that
request."
one of us liked, for some reason everyone just downvoted it and it was gone. So at the end of the day, the ones we all wanted just kind of died out.
Yeah.
So we were left with 2 that we hated, and then we just voted on that. It's like, all right, I guess this is what we're doing.
But I'm
yeah,
You're just mad because I won.
yeah,
But that's the whole.
you reached out when Derek went to LA to go visit Sean at SharpTone.
Yeah.
I remember you told me something like, "Oh, he likes the name. It's good. That could stick." And I'm just like, all right. I never liked him.
Yeah, because well, if you've noticed, we changed our logo. Instead of the ugly Angry Birds font,
Yep.
we now have something a little nicer.
Yeah.
Shout
made
out
a lot
I
of
like it.
money.
It's clever.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Green with the sick artwork. That was
Just
awesome,
saying
man.
the message thing. But that was something that like he said. Sean was like, "Hey guys, your logo looks like shit," and we're like,
Just
"Yeah,
like
we
you."
know," and we're like, "We should probably fix that." And but he was like, because a lot of bands, not a lot, but if some bands when they sign or something, they might change their name or something like that because marketing or branding. Or
Yep,
whatever.
that'll happen.
Sure.
But yeah, it stuck. So again, fuck you guys.
We still hate it.
You know what sucks? It's dark outside.
Yeah.
It's fucking dark outside.
Good night, people.
It's not even 8:30 yet.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure you pick up the new album,
Perspectives.
And Beer
collectively-
Boys beer.
Perspectives.
Make
this
sure you
Friday
stop
coming
down
out.
at Beer Boys.
Shandy.
Yes.
See you at the house show.
See you at the house.
We'll
show
have
for
coffee.
Seattle.
507 Delaware Ave.
We'll have copies of Perspectives there. You could pick them up. We don't know how much we're selling them because we haven't talked to the label yet.
They'll
We're
be
so
there.
transparent. Wait, is it cutting yet?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yep.
show them the nuts now.
Cut it. Cut